Once again, find ourselves seated in a comfortable position with backs upright. Usually you would see that posture very clearly represented in the images of the Buddha, with the back upright. That helps right away in having a relatively much alert mind. Let's begin by taking 3 rounds of deep, deliberate breath, and I'll signal to you when to begin. When we breathe in and out, I'll try to rest one's attention on the breath and take one's time in breathing deep inside, and when one releases it, again take one's time in releasing it all out. And while we do that, rest our attention on the breath, feeling the sensations, trying to keep our mind from being distracted. Let's begin with the in-breath through the nostrils and followed by out-breath through the nostrils again. Let's begin. Now slowly adjusting at your own pace, convenience, slowly come back to the natural rhythm of breathing. Breathing in and out through the nostrils in the natural way. Slowly adjusting to it. As the breathing happens, try to rest one's attention on the breathing by being aware of it, sensing its sensations at the entrance of the nostril, inside the nostrils, every time you breathe in and out. Feeling the mind fully, if possible, with this awareness of nothing but the breath and its sensations. Be that the sensations of vibration, pressure, touch, temperature. See if one can be aware of it. And that will happen if one manages in bringing all the 4 elements to bear on your meditation, namely one-pointed focus, freshness of approach, clarity, infused with a sense of delight in doing this, by alertly, attentively staying in touch with the breath as it is happening in its own natural way, in however varied way it may be. Between the rounds, let it be how it decides to be. how it needs to be. Let there be no exertion whatsoever in regulating it, in trying to fix it, in trying to figure it out. Let it be whatever it has to be. On your part, just stay in touch with the breath, neither trying to interpret it, nor trying to read too much into it, nor trying to fix it, nor trying to figure it out, nor letting parts of your mind go in the past, recalling things from there, or anticipating something in the future, or at the same time being engrossed with any other sensations or any other feelings, hopes, images. Don't let your mind run after them. As soon as you figure out that the mind is running after them, chasing them, or being engrossed with them, just merely acknowledge that. Just remember to gently bring the mind back to the breath and start over again. That way, making the mind be aware of this singular present activity of breathing in its own natural way. Now slowly shift the focus from the breathing to oneself. Being aware of one's body in general, sensations within it. Just have a general feel of it without caring to focus on them, without caring to attending them. Just have a general feeling of the body, of one's mind, just a general feeling, with no particular attention to any of the details. Anywhere in the body where you are feeling something tense, uneasy, just attend there. Feel like you are soothing it out. Mentally come back to this general awareness of the body. Now drop into your body. Try to evoke a sense of I. Try to invoke a sense of I suddenly, again and again and again. To help with this, let's take a moment in looking into our body, different parts of it, different compositions of it, more particularly into the world of our mind, its emotions, cognitive elements. See if from within them you can locate anything that could be identified with the self. Once again, revert back to invoking a sense of I. Just make yourself generate a sense of I, I, I. What appears to such a mind? Does the body appears there? If so, how? In what way? If not, what does appear in the mindset? Try again to invoke a sense of I. Whatever appears there, does it by any means appear being merely subjective, merely subjective? Or does it appear to be grounded in an objective world? With some solidity, with some self-sustaining element in it. Or being completely dependent on a subjective designation. Gathering the strength of understanding from your own experiences, studies, reflections, as well as from the deliberations in the past 3 days, irrespective of how the body or anything or one's I appears to that, irrespective of that, apply this wealth of understanding, reflection, gathered through the years, through this course of discussions, to bear on one's I, to bear on the status of I, in that as much as it appears to be real, objectively, almost findable, from amongst the parts of the body or in the recesses of the mind, be assured that that was, or that is, your own perception of it, rather than the actuality of how it exists. Just merely impress upon oneself yes, that's a mere perception of yours. Whereas in reality, just as we have found in the course of analysis, that nothing withstands analysis. As soon as we cross the line of conventionality, of merely being content with the way things are known, agreed, understood, as soon as we cross that line and try to investigate, nothing can withstand it. So should I be. Yet at the same time, feel fully confident that in the wake of such an awakening to the ultimate reality of things, including I, in that none of them has any inherent existence, it nonetheless not only supports but reinforces the fact that that things are dependently related, that they are dependently related, abiding by the virtue of mere conditionings. Take a moment here to reflect on this, thinking how, if anything, were to withstand such critical analysis and turn out to have an inherent existence, how it would be in conflict with interrelatedness, dependent origination, how that would break down the whole functionality, operationality part of the world. Using these analyses, using these reasonings, once again impress upon oneself, yes, I exist, I do exist, but mere conventionally, mere contingent on causes and conditions, mere contingent on its parts, mere contingent on being designated independence upon its basis of imputation. Imagine being faced with oneself or the concept of I, allowing that to be the conventional reality of it. Once again, analyze it, how it exists. Let this analysis lead to its unfindability, a space of openness, with no reference point to be found, with no starting point to be found. Yet at the same time, if you recede back, zoom out of that analysis, one once again finds the conventional I. So try this, zooming in and zooming out, back from the analysis. Zooming in, you find nothing. That would be crossing the line of conventionality, you zoom in, try to find and locate I. You find nothing, land on a space of open sky, clear sky, with nothing to point at. You zoom back out. Once again, you have the I. To do this a couple of times. Like looking into a glass where you see your reflection with the background scenes behind it. It's a matter of zooming, or it's a matter of looking at it at a particular angle that you see the image is clear. As soon as you shift it, you don't see it except for the background scenes outside. Yet still, when you see the reflections, you still can make use of them in figuring out how you look, what is it there on your face, and can go about mending them, attending to them. Yeah, but as soon as you shift your focus, perspective a little bit, don't see it, you see through it, and see the background. Apply this same analogy to your sense of I. Have the I, the conventional I. You analyze it, try to find it, pinpoint it through analysis. You land to nothing except for an open, clear sky-like space with nothing to point at. Zoom back out, you find your I, which is functional, operational, conventional. Now slowly extend this reflection to something else, something external. You may either, maybe at this point let's open our eyes if they are closed. Look at one particular outer thing. First get a visual perception of it. Then let your mental understanding of the lack of inherent existence kind of catch up with it, so that you bridge the gap between the perception, the visual perception of something out there, not just out there, but almost being existing from its side, and then almost giving you the perception that things exist from their side. And then let your understanding of how that is a mere perception that you are getting, and let that understanding catch up with it. So as soon as you get the perception, visual perception of the thing, your mind catches up with it and saying, that's how things appear. But in reality, that seemingly solid, concrete thing is made up of so many parts, subparts, particles, so much so that it might even be seen through, walked through. completely, with the help of your reflection, deconstruct its solidity into its parts, subparts, and then zoom back to the appearance. Once again, zoom in. That's how we begin to have this double vision of everything, of how they conventionally exist and how they appear to otherwise. Drawing strength from there, let's now once again close our eyes, give rise to the image of a complete, open, blue sky, where you could find not a single tinge of cloud, so that you have difficulty if you were to point at one specific area and come back to recognize it. Think of the sky, come back to think of the world, of its multiplicity, variety. Look back to the sky, to the world. See if you can do justice to this expression. As above, so below. As below, so above. And there's nothing withstands analysis. Everything gives way to the analysis when searched upon beyond the line of conventionality. Yet at the same time, things are merely holding on by virtue of mere conventionality. How conditions come together and make things work the way they do. Yet at the same time, being contingent all through on mere conditionality. Now slowly, at your own pace, at your own ease, convenience, come out of the meditation, opening your eyes, lifting your gaze. So what we tried to do was to give rise to what we call this space like emptiness, a sense of a space like emptiness, and then the illusion like emptiness experience in the post-meditation session. With that, we end here. Thank you so very much for the opportunity.